Wide receiver rankings, week 11, presented by
urbanm.com.
Expect more videos every week for the other unit groupings like running back, quarterback, tight end, and you can click the playlist for all of those rankings for week 11. And every week, between industry-leading data, biggest sports books, and expert analysis, we provide data-driven weekly rankings for setting your redraft lineups. Week 11, 40 wideouts. You see the tiers, the yardage props, all right? Keep up. Basically, the first 16 or so, you're confident in. The next 10, they kind of make you nervous. And the last 14, they're tough. They're tough to hear. S tier is projected 100 yards or more, which is welcoming this season. There's 6. Jamarr Chase. 94 over-under, 113 yards per game on 14 targets since week 5 and 0.8 touchdowns. Gets the league's worst secondary. JSN, 100 over-under, 116 yards per game on 9 targets and 0.6 tutties. Puka Nacua, 88 over-under, 97 yards per game on 10 targets, and he scores 60% of the time. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 76 over-under, 77 yards per game on 9 targets, but hold on, he scores 90% of the time. Rashee Rice, 90 over-under, with only 72 yards per game, just like Amon-Ra St. Brown on 9 targets, but with 130% touchdowns per game, right? You thought 0.9 for Brown was good. Well, he's got 1.3. He's just done it over a smaller sample size. And Drake London, 77 over-under, 106 yards per game in his last 5 games, and 12 targets and 120% tutties. He's got an illness, but he'll probably be fine. By Sunday, he'll probably be okay. These wideouts are in the best position to score the most fantasy points in week 11. They stand above the rest. A tier is for the rest of the elite wide receiver performances. There's only about 5, and they're set for about 80 projected receiving yards. Justin Jefferson, 72 over-under, 76 yards per game on 9 targets, and he scores 20% of the time. Now what you want to hear, facing off against Chicago's super soft secondary. Jalen Waddle, 78 over-under, 81 yards per game in each of his last 5 games, along with 7 targets. But he doesn't score, which sucks because he's facing Washington, who's the second worst secondary. CeeDee Lamb, 86 over-under, 82 yards per game, 9 targets, but he also only scores 0.2 touchdowns per game. It's the only complaint. It's the only complaint you got for these guys. George Pickens, 67 over-under, 85 yards per game, and he'd be scoring. R.I.P. CeeDee Lamb. Emeka, 67 over-under, 75 yards per game, 8 targets, and 13 targets in his return. He's good for 0.7 tutties per game. That's the top 11. B tier begins with more starters, and let's keep it moving, okay? Next is urbanm.com is my company my best friend and I started in 2020. We literally make everything ourselves by hand. We have earrings, rings, necklaces, bracelets, tie clips, apparel, and more. Over a dozen curated gemstones and 100 handcrafted products. If you need a gift or something special for yourself, use the promo code in the description. Find something you love. Buy it today. Back to the video. If you like to look your best and spend money, then visit my store. But if you hate looking good, you hate me, you hate yourself, subscribe for free. So look, it's no 90s, but we have 100, we have 80, and B's the 70s. 70 to 80 projected yards, and we'll take it. And it's Devonta Smith, 58 over-under, in spite of 73 yards per game, and average 99 yards per game since week 5. Boys, Smith is popping off. Nico Collins, 70 over-under, 69 yards per game on 9 targets and a meager 0.4 touchdowns per game. But he's been popping off. 79 yards last game, last time he faced him in week 4, and he had like 130-some yards in his last game just last week. Proud of him. Davante Adams, 61 over-under, 63 yards per game, 9 targets, and a touchdown in nearly every single game. McConkey, he's got 8 targets for 107 yards in his last game. And a 60 over-under isn't very inspiring. 63 yards per game, not very inspiring. Neither is being limited with an ankle injury. And if you say, well, is this where it kind of begins? I mean, it is. It is. T. Higgins, 60 over-under, 53 yards per game, but 121 in his last week and 96 in week 7 when he faced the Steelers previously. So he should really pop off, even though Bengals are set to get slapped up by the Steelers. I mean, the top 16 you can feel pretty confident in. You got a little bit of
area,
but you feel pretty good about the top 16. Now it's C tier. It's the 60s. So 60 to 70 yards, and it's starting to get hard to trust, right? It's hard to find for one reason or another. It's DK Metcalf, A.J. Brown, Romeo Doubs, Zay Flowers, and Juwan Jennings. DK Metcalf, 55 over-under, 56 yards per game, 6 targets per game. That's not a lot, but he scores 60% of the time. So, he gets Cincinnati, 30th worst. Sounds like he could pop off, so why not? Well, it seems like they prefer Aaron to just hand it off, which is smart, since having Rodgers get absolutely blasted because he held the ball for more than 3 seconds is dumb. A.J. Brown, 60 over-under, 51 yards per game, 7 targets. He scores 40% of the time. He's only hit his projection 37% of the time this season.
area.
And he's on social media talking about drop him in fantasy. Brother, come get your mans. What is going on? What is going on? Romeo Doubs, his ankle's hurt, but it's 57 over-under, 62 yards per game, 8 targets. He scores 70% of the time. I mean, Minnesota's 9th best is not very exciting, and neither is an ankle injury. Zay Flowers, 59 over-under, 69 yards per game on 7 targets. But why is he so low? Because he doesn't score. And he faces the Browns' second best secondary. And Juwan Jennings, it's a 45 over-under. And it seems like he's finally healthy. He had 71 yards and 9 targets in his last game. He scored in each of his last 2 games as well. But I guess they think Brock Purdy is just not going to be that good on his return. And it's essentially last call. Everything that is good, could be good, or was good is gone. D tier is the 50s, a.k.a. Struggles Town, USA, all right? And the mayor and co-mayor are wan'dale and tetairoa, all right? They don't score. It's pretty much that simple. 60 yards per game, 62 yards per game, 8 targets. These are good things, all right? But they face tough defenses, and they don't score. So, what is that? 6 points, 8 points, 14 points, that's not enough. Not enough. And while these two have their own issues, they do score. QJ, Deebo. I mean, QJ's hurt. His shin, man, it's limited. I don't know. Shin injury. And Deebo Samuel, I mean, it's 49 over-under, 44 yards per game, 7 targets. Miami's 13th best. They just beat the Bills. You want to be optimistic. But there's no JD5. Marcus Mariota out there. And these guys, they're kind of interchangeable. You got Courtland Sutton, Khalil Shakir, Jameson Williams, Trey Tucker. About 50 yards projected. 5, 6 targets. And less than a coin flip for a touchdown. So they're the last viable. He faces the 7th best. They're going to lose. He faces the, a weak secondary in Tampa, but they don't throw the ball like that. Jameson Williams, Jamie only catches 3 or 4 passes a game. You're just hoping one of them is a giant one. And Trey Tucker, I mean, I'm sorry, but it's the Raiders, okay? And now it's the rest. It's less than 50 yards. Some is only 30 to 40. Any names beyond this, you're cooked. It's Darius Slayton, okay? His hamstrings broke. Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers, all right? It doesn't matter. The Jags don't pass enough. Troy Franklin, the Broncos. They don't pass enough. Keenan Allen, 38 over-under. Even with hurt QJ and hurt McConkey, which tells me Vidal and Gadsden. That's who they're gonna give the ball to. DJ Moore, his shoulder. He's questionable too. 41 yards per game. Xavier Worthy. I mean, he's last in receiving for the Chiefs. Tez Johnson, 39 over-under. I mean, he's... If his name's not Emeka and Jerry, just another guy, Judy. Recap. That is your top 40 wide receivers for Week 11. Subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you can see all the videos each week before submitting your lineups. It's free, so it's a good value. But if you like to spend money and look your best, use the promo code and spend it at my store. Watch some more videos!